Hello, my name is Trish, and these are the answers to my interview questions. What are your short and long range goals, and how do you expect to achieve them? So, my short term goal is to gain the skills that I need to become a confident nurse practitioner. And I plan to achieve these goals by mentorship in whatever organization that takes me on. I am looking for a mentorship program. My long-term goal is to settle into a role as a nurse practitioner, being a trusted provider in my community, and then eventually to mentor future nurse practitioners. What motivates me is seeing the difference that I make in people's lives and feeling like I make a difference in people's lives. Patient-centered care to me means an individual care approach, that the approach to each patient's care is not cookie cutter, it is individualized. Also, shared decision making is very important to me. I am big on educating families and making sure that the patient is at the center of the plan of care. How do you interact with patients and families? I try my best to have an approach that reflects empathy and respect and understanding. I am, like I said, big on educating, so I try my hardest to find an approach that fits each patient and their family. I also am big on honesty in these conversations that I'm having and these interactions that I'm having with patients and their families. Not always knowing the answer to every question, but being more than willing to figure it out, so that we can develop the best plan of care for the patient and the safest plan of care. My greatest achievement professionally would be my progression from CNA to LVN to RN and now into NP, and balancing all of these different education steps with my work and my family responsibilities. My biggest disappointment was, I think, realizing that I cannot and do not know everything about everything. And that kind of takes me back to the last question where I don't have the answers to everything, but I am more than willing to do everything in my power to figure out the best answer to someone's question or concern. And I think through collaboration and teamwork, it's the best way to get to that point. The best boss that I've ever had was approachable, trusting, and created an environment of open communication and collaboration. Also, someone that's very caring. The worst boss that I've ever had would be someone that is a micromanager and is a very poor communicator. I handle stress by trying to stay as organized as possible, and I try to prioritize tasks to the best of my ability. I'm big on communication. I think that helps a lot with stress in general. When I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, I will take breaks as I need to, just to reset and then come back to whatever the task is. Outside of work, I maintain an active lifestyle and I exercise regularly. In this job, the biggest thing that I'm looking for is mentorship, since I am a new grad. I also find it very important that there's a collaborative team that is approachable and supportive. And I'm looking for a practice that is patient-centered and focuses on providing the best evidence-based care. constructive criticism that I have received from an employer is early in my career through delegation. I struggled with that as a new nurse and tried to take on every task possible because I didn't want to inconvenience anyone, but it ended up leading to me starting to get burnout and not utilizing my resources and my team appropriately. So I've learned to let go of things and lean on my team to allow them to do tasks that they're more than capable of doing and more than willing typically. I chose to become an F&P. I've had kind of a long journey, so going from CNA, each step has really reinforced the fact that I am passionate about providing care to others. When I was an LVN and RN, I really got to see the impact that being a provider has on people, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. So I just feel really grateful that I am now in the opportunity where I can provide that type of care to others. Thank you.